When you get to the corner here in your wheel well, I want to show you a mistake that a lot of installers do. They will overstretch this, thinking that this material you can just heat and stretch around that corner. It's going to cause lifting. The 3M material that we use, the 180 CV3, is your standard wrap film. However, stretching around this corner is beyond its capabilities. So what you want to do to make sure you don't get any lifting is to make a relief cut. As you can see, I kind of have a couple angles working here. I have an angle working on the inside, going up like that, and then I have an angle kind of working towards the middle and down. As you can see, I'm going to get a big bunch right here in the middle. So what I want to do is make a small relief cut about a 1/4 inch underneath where that blue stripe is going to hit. And you'll see why in here in just 1 second. So I'll make this relief cut. I'm going to go ahead and take my bottom piece here and work it straight up like it wants to go naturally. Notice I didn't have to put any extra stretch or any heat to make that corner there. I'm going to leave that, and then I can take this piece here and I can pull it over. And the reason why I cut it right there on the blue is, and so that when I pull it around like this, the blue stripe, the top will overlap onto the bottom stripe and give you a nice continuous blue line right around the corner. And so you are going to have an overlap here in the material, but you're not going to see that, and that will help prevent any lifting from coming up. As you can see, that's down there nice and solid. If I was to overstretch that, it would want to lift up from back here. But since I've done it this way, after I work the rest of my wheel well in, I can come through and make a nice clean cut, and I won't have any extra tension on that corner. Now that we've got our second panel put on, and our grooves worked in, stretched in properly, we have these grooves here that go through right in the middle of the second panel. This stretch, if you were to use the tools to put this in here, would be overstretching the vinyl. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it with a relief cut, because if we were to stick that in there, it's going to lift up, pretty much guaranteed. So the safest way to do it is to cover the cut you want to make with pre-mask. That'll help when you make your cut to keep your edges nice and straight and give you a nice straight clean cut. So I'm going to go ahead and cover both of these with a piece of pre-mask. Get a nice fresh piece. That'll give me a much stronger surface to cut on. And now I'm going to take my blue fine line tape that I have, and I'm going to use it as a guide, kind of like a straight edge. So I want to run one side straight down the middle. Now that I have my fine line down, I'm going to go ahead and make a cut. And be real careful. You want to make sure you have a real sharp blade, and you barely want to put the blade in past the surface of the material. If you go in too far, you're going to hit the paint. Now I've made my cut, I'm go ahead and peel this away. Now that we got these relief cut and pushed in there, you can see that you will see a slight bit of white through here, but that's okay. You know, that's a trade-off that we're just going to have to make in order to make sure that our vinyl lasts as long as possible. Stretching it in there would be too far. That'd be close to 200% stretch. So we go ahead and relief cut it this way. You see a little bit of white, but you don't have to ever worry about lifting up from you.